The cough saved my life. Okay, my name is Jason. This is what happened when I was about 16 years old. I'm 27 now. And what happened that day would change everything. I live in West Virginia where there's mountains all around, so I grew up in the woods, hunting, camping, riding apps. So one day me and two of my friends Brian and Jesse went out on our apps to find a place to camp that weekend. This was Thursday, and we wanted to find a place to camp on Saturday. We went pretty far into the woods to try and find the best spot we could, because we was bringing our girlfriends camping with us. So we get probably 5 or 6 miles back in the woods and find this little lake, and we all knew we found it. So we get off and check everything out, make sure it wasn't private property or anything. But there was no signs and wasn't a house around for miles. This is what Jesse said, and we all agreed, it was perfect. So we all get back on our four-wheelers and head back knowing that Saturday was going to be a night to remember, but what we do not know was it would be the worst night of our lives. So we get back the next day, we get all our gear loaded up, fishing poles, tents, sleeping bags. We made sure we had everything we needed to make it a fun night, including 3 bottles of Mad Dog and a 30-pack of Bud Light in a cooler. We was ready. We all meet up at about 11 o'clock Saturday morning and head out to our perfect camping spot. When we got there it was great. We put the tents up, got firewood, set everything up. The girls loved it too, except Brian's girlfriend. We will call her Kat. She said she felt uneasy, but we just figured it was because she never been camping before. So we started fishing and swimming and drinking, just doing everything teenagers do. But Kat just keep looking around and wouldn't join us at all, just sit by lake. Finally it started to get dark, so we started a fire and made some hot dog and just sit around it talking, telling stories, everything you do when you camp. It's about 11:30 when Jess's girl, Sam, says she going to go pee and Kat goes with her. They are gone maybe 4 minutes when they come running back, saying Kat saw something behind a tree watching them. I grabbed my 9mm Smith that I brought, and me and Jesse went to check it out. We do not find anything, so we think the scary campfire stories just freak them out. We get back and tell them we do not find anything. But Kat said she knows what she saw and wants to leave. We get her to chill out, and me having a gun kinda put her mind at ease. After about 30-45 minutes we all was ready to lay down and spend alone time with our significant others, and no one is even thinking about what Kat saw anymore. I wish we would have left because about an hour goes by, my girl, Lindsay, is asleep, but I'm just laying there listening to the sounds of the woods when I start to hear footsteps. At first I think it's one of the others, but then I could tell whoever was walking was trying to do it quietly. The footsteps stop at my tent door. I start to freak inside, but do not make a sound. They stand there for at least 3 minutes. Then I see the zipper start to slowly unzip. I start to grab my gun when I realize I left it in my bag by the campfire. So stupid, I'm thinking. So the zipper moves about 6 inches slowly when Lindsay coughs and it stops. She's still asleep and doesn't know someone or something is trying to sneak in our tent. I hear nothing for about 5 minutes, then footsteps again, but sneaking away from my tent. I cannot move, I'm terrified. All I can do is stay quiet and hope it do not come back. 30 minutes pass when all of a sudden the most crazy evil sounding scream I've ever heard come from the next tent over, Brian and Kat's, and they started screaming, "Nuo, please, Nuo." I jump up, run out of the tent, and Lindsay is awake now, and I run right to my bag for my gun. Lindsay right beside me, terrified, not knowing what's going on. I grab it out and look at their tent, and what I see still haunts my dreams to this day. This pale white long arms with long claws at the end of its long fingers, it like a humanoid type thing just taking chunks out of Brian, biting him. I fire, it looks up, and its yellow eyes looks into my soul. I'm shacking as it starts galloping towards us, Lindsay screaming. I fire again, it takes off into the woods, screaming that god awful scream. We run up to their tent, and Jesse and Sam seen it all happening too, so we all run to Brian and Kat, but it was too late. They were both tore up. You could not even tell who was who. The girls was crying, Jesse puked, and I felt like I was in a nightmare. I had line tunnel vision. I was scanning the wood, hoping whatever that was do not come back. Jesse and the girls was all huddled up to me as we made our way to the at-zim, looking to the wood the whole time with the gun pointed towards the way that thing ran off. We get to the atms and I realize the keys are in the tent in my pants pocket, in my boxers. About that time we hear that thing scream again. I tell them to wait there, I gotta go back and get the keys. I do not have a voice as much as I do not want to go BK. I run as fast as I can to the tent, grab the keys and turn to run back. And there it comes out of the woods running right at me. I raise the gun and start firing. I hit it because it yelped and screamed and turned and ran back to woods again. I ran back to the atms and we rode out of there so fast I'm surprised we do not wreck and kill ourselves. We went right to the cops and told them everything that happened. They went up to where we were, came back after what seemed like forever and took us back there with them. By this time it was light out, we get back there and everything was destroyed. The tents are ripped up, stuff is thrown everywhere. They take me up to Brian's tent and there's blood everywhere, but no bodies. The cop says, "Where are they?" I said I do not know, they was here when we left, that thing must have took them. Then they start saying it looks like a bear did this and trying to say we was drunk and must have been mistaken about what we seen. I know what I seen and whatever that was, it wasn't even close to looking like a bear. It's over 10 years later and Brian and Kat's bodies have never been found. It was wrote up as a black bear attack. I never talked about it to anyone. Jesse and Sam got married, moved to Florida. Lindsay moved too. But we broke up not long after that happened, so I do not even know where. What still gets me is whatever that was at our tent first, but Lindsay's coughed and it went to Brian and Kat's tent. I do not know why, but I know a cough saved my life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button to support my work. And as always, enjoy the fear, my dear.